Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Deep within the dense, steamy jungles of the Congo River Basin, a secret is said to be hiding. A creature that defies our understanding of the natural world, a living relic from a lost time. For centuries, tales have been told of a beast known as Mokele-Mbembe, a name that translates to one who stops the flow of rivers. It's a legend that has captivated explorers, cryptozoologists, and adventurers for over a century. Imagine a creature the size of an elephant, with a long, flexible neck, and a disposition so fierce it's said to attack any canoe that dares to venture too close. But are these just stories? Campfire tales spun by local tribes? Or could there be something more? For decades, the stories of Mokele-Mbembe were dismissed as folklore. But in 1913, a German expedition into the heart of Africa uncovered something that would change everything. A detailed report, filled with eyewitness accounts and physical descriptions, that seemed to suggest the impossible. A living, breathing dinosaur, hidden in the unexplored swamps of the Congo. Tonight, we're peeling back the layers of history and myth to examine this very report. We'll look at the man who wrote it, the accounts he documented, and ask the question that has haunted cryptozoology for over 100 years. Is the 1913 evidence for Mokele-Mbembe real? Stick around as we dive deep into one of the most enduring mysteries of the natural world. The story of Mokele-Mbembe doesn't begin in 1913. In fact, tales of a monstrous, river-dwelling creature in Central Africa have been passed down through generations of indigenous tribes. The name itself, from the Lingala language, paints a picture of a creature so immense it can halt the flow of a river. According to local lore, this beast resides in the deep, unexplored swamps and river systems of the Congo Basin, often taking refuge in caves carved into the riverbanks. These subterranean lairs provide a sanctuary for the semi-aquatic animal, allowing it to remain hidden from the outside world. The legends describe a highly territorial creature, fiercely protective of its domain. It's a common belief among local fishermen that any vessel straying too close to Mokele-Mbembe's territory is inviting disaster. The creature is said to launch immediate and ruthless attacks on canoes, dispatching their occupants without a second thought. Strangely, the bodies of the victims are often left untouched, suggesting the attacks are not predatory, but territorial. Some local accounts even claim that Mokele-Mbembe is an herbivore, feeding exclusively on the lush vegetation found in its habitat and only venturing ashore during daylight hours to forage. The first documented Western account of a creature fitting Mokele-Mbembe's description dates back to 1776. In his History of Longo, Kakonga, and Other Kingdoms in Africa, French missionary Abbé Lévin Bonaventure Proyart wrote of stumbling upon the tracks of an enormous, unknown animal deep within the jungle. These prints, marked by massive claw marks, measured an astonishing 3 feet in circumference. The spacing of the tracks suggested a creature that ambled rather than ran, with an extraordinarily wide gait. However, it wasn't until the early 20th century that the idea of a living dinosaur in Africa truly captured the public's imagination. This was largely due to the influence of Carl Hagenbeck, a renowned German animal merchant and showman. In his 1909 book, Beasts and Men, Hagenbeck speculated that sauropods, the long-necked dinosaurs like Brontosaurus, might still exist in the remote corners of Africa. His claims, though based on rumor and legend rather than hard evidence, were quickly sensationalized by the press. Newspapers in Europe and North America ran articles with sensational headlines, fueling a pop-cultural fascination with dinosaurs. This newfound interest in prehistoric survivors set the stage for the most significant early account of Mokele-Mbembe, one that would cement its place in the annals of cryptozoology. The year is 1913, and the German government is conducting a survey of its colony in Cameroon. Leading the expedition is Captain Freiherr von Stein-Zulosnitz, a man who would soon become a key figure in the Mokele-Mbembe legend. As he and his team ventured deep into the jungle, they began to hear stories from local guides and villagers about a creature they deeply feared. This creature, known as Mokele-Mbembe, was said to inhabit the territories of the Congo, the lower Ubangi, the Sanga, and the Iklemba rivers. Intrigued, von Stein began to compile these accounts into his official report. He described a creature of a brownish-gray color with smooth skin, its size rivaling that of an elephant or at least a hippopotamus. Most striking features, according to the eyewitnesses, were its long, flexible neck and a small head. Some reports mentioned a single, long tooth, which others described as a horn. A long, muscular tail, similar to that of an alligator, was also a common part of the description. The creature was said to be incredibly dangerous to humans. Canoes that ventured too close were reportedly doomed. The animal would attack the vessels at once, killing the crews but, strangely, not consuming the bodies. This detail aligns with the local legends of a territorial, herbivorous creature. The report also noted that Mokele-Mbembe was believed to live in caves washed out by the river in the clay of its shores, particularly at sharp bends. It would reportedly climb the shore during the day to feed on a specific type of liana, a woody vine. While von Stein himself never claimed to have seen the creature, he was shown a supposed trackway. However, He was unable to distinguish any clear prints among the jumble of elephant and hippo tracks. Despite the lack of direct observation, von Stein's report, worded with what has been described as utmost caution, became the foundational document for the modern legend of Mokele-Mbembe. Never formally published, it was later publicized by writer Willy Ley, bringing the story to a global audience and sparking a wave of interest in this supposed living dinosaur. In the decades following von Stein's report, numerous expeditions have ventured into the Congo in search of definitive proof of Mokele-Mbembe.